Hello, welcome to the Trauma Bond with Theresa Bateman podcast. Thank you for being here. I'm your host, Theresa Bateman, and every week I'm going to sit down with a member of my creative community to discuss our traumas, big and small. From the petty to the PTSD to the punchlines of our best jokes, the issues of today, our triggers of the week, and our most problematic opinions, and ultimately how we find the funny in the bad shit that's happened to us. In the end, we'll form a lasting bond. A trauma bond. Sit back, listen, and bond with us, won't you?
And light another dude, cause it's what? It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond.
Hello and welcome to the Trauma Bond with Theresa Bateman podcast. I am your host, Theresa Bateman, and today I am joined by one of my dearest friends. He is a photographer featured on Variety.com. He is a chef, a baker, trying to find the perfect cookie recipe. He is a gun connoisseur and a Scorpio. Let's put our hands together for my good friend Brent Peters. Yay!
I'm clapping for myself.
Yes, as you should. As you should. And we support high self-esteem on the Trauma Bond podcast. We love to see it. How are you doing today?
I am good. I'm enjoying this heat wave.
Yeah.
It feels great.
You're like, we had to turn the AC off, and I am triggered by the heat. How about that?
That's my trigger of the
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, so let's jump right into it. What's your trigger of the week?
My trigger of the week, other than the AC problem, is actually very related to that. And maybe it's the city we live in. It's the constant barrage of let's go to the beach. People love the beach and they love staying there for 8 to 10 hours a day.
That's true.
Which is insane to me. Skin cancer much, but
Yeah.
also I like there's no escape from the sun. Like it's just there, and that's what it is. Also, take me to the beach. Take me to the beach in Hawaii or anywhere else.
But not LA.
A Los Angeles beach, I don't get the appeal.
My trigger of the week is the fucking American flag. And I'm going to get into it because, first of all, we live in Los Angeles. Currently, there are ICE raids happening here. ICE agents are terrorizing our city and kidnapping people. And this is the week that my landlord / building manager, whatever the fuck he is, Adam, very Trump energy. He wears cop sunglasses. He decided that this was the week to install a thick-ass, phallic-ass flagpole to fly the American flag. And he made the Latino immigrants who work for the building do it. So it feels especially evil. And that's my hot take. Triggered by the American flag in general, but most especially right now under this current time frame in life.
I can feel it's like your trigger is right outside the window.
It literally
That's what
is.
It feels like.
I mean,
it is.
It quite literally is.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
I can see it from my front door.
That's your trigger of the week.
Yeah.
God bless America.
Yeah, and Brent said, I love America and I love the American flag.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Wait, is it bad? Like I feel patriotic, but I feel like that's been like hijacked. Like I hate that I said that out loud.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah, you're afraid to admit that you're patriotic.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is there's nothing wrong with being like wanting to do good by the country that you live in or are from.
That doesn't mean I like the current state of
Exactly.
things,
And I think that's the hang up is a lot of people. Well, this is like, that's like the Republican argument is like, if you're criticizing the government, you're not patriotic. If you're upset that we're at war, you're not patriotic. It's like, actually I am, because I have ideas about how we could be a country and be better.
Yeah.
Can you think of something that you went through that felt really traumatic when it was happening, but you kind of laugh at it now?
I would say definitely when I broke up with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. that felt in the moment like the most traumatic thing ever, even though it was so tied to me coming out as gay, and I've always known that I was gay. Just because I had to, I guess, face that. And I was holding on to so much this like comfortable and miserable life that I had, living this lie. Or
Literally,
whatever.
we get so,
not to get real.
No, but we do. You get so comfortable, even if you're miserable. It's just so familiar that it's like the thought of letting that go is like, no, I can't do that.
So it felt like, I don't know, 5 elephants standing on my shoulder or something with how weighty it was to just hold on to that. And even after we broke up, we tried living together for 2 months.
I did that too. Oh my God, it's a nightmare.
Impossible.
Impossible.
And anyone on the outside seeing that is like, of course, that's ridiculous and insane. But that really just felt right. Not for me, really, but I went along with that.
Yeah.
My girlfriend really wanted us to like try to stay friends and live together and cohabitate, because we were really good friends. We were good roommates.
Yeah.
We were good roommates, my girlfriend and I.
The passion, you can feel it just in the room.
It's tantalizing, titillating. No, I didn't want to let that go, and that was the most heavy thing ever. And I remember, like, in those 2 months that we were cohabitating, I would just like cook us dinner and try to be romantic about it every night. And I wrote these almost poems about like why we should still be together, even though this was like something I needed and wanted to do. It was this delusion, really, of me begging and borrowing to like not lose this.
Yeah.
And
even though you were hating it.
Absolutely hating it. Absolutely. I was trying to do an accent that I got scared, so I did a little half accent there.
Yeah, I kind of tried to do Australian, but I don't really know if it worked.
Land down under. I can do that.
Oi, mate.
Oi.
No, that was kind of British. Whatever.
Yeah, I'll it doesn't matter where in the world you are. Heartbreak is real.
Yeah.
Even if you're gay and in a straight relationship.
Yeah.
That was so fucking hard. I would, as I was saying, borrow, beg, and steal any amount of attention or like semblance of that relationship that we had, even though it was already over. And I felt like we were both in a sort of delusion in different ways. I don't want to speak for her at all, but I will say I've never really gone to church with her at all. I'm not, as an adult, a very religious person. That is to say, at all. But at the 2-month mark, this is what did it. This is what did us in. It wasn't the fact that I was gay.
It wasn't the gayness.
It wasn't the gayness. Don't blame that.
I could have made it work. I could have forced it to work.
I tried.
I know.
I've tried for 5 years. I tried. She had asked me to go to church with her. And I feel like she was feeling really righteous about like this place that she was in her life, because she had already like found someone and she was getting laid. And so I don't blame her, because we're not having sex. And I don't know why that was a religious experience for her, or why that's related to her asking me to go to church, but it was somehow. And in my mind. So she asked me to go to church, and I'm in this mental state of like not wanting to lose this, whatever that looks like. So I of course said yes. But and I had assumed that she would stay over at our apartment, and we'd go together to church in the morning. But instead, she had met me there, and she didn't. It felt very intentional to me. She like had the sex hair going on, you know, like she had a wonderful morning, and I drank like half a bottle of wine before going to church
Oh my
because I was like,
God.
what the fuck is happening? And this is me, by the way. I don't really drink that much.
Yeah.
Like I was
You're like
going
that's
through
low.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really low.
Couldn't wait for the wine at church. Wait, do they do that at whatever church you went
the
to?
blood of
The blood of Christ.
Christ,
Yeah, is that just a Catholic thing?
I think that's just a Catholic thing. This
Okay.
was a non-denominational trauma. So we're at church and singing the hymns at the start of the service, and she like leans into my neck and she's holding my hand, and I'm like, what is happening right now? That was the end of the road for me. And good riddance.
And good riddance.
And thank God.
'Cause you're gay.
I gay. And I left halfway through this hymnal, this contemporary hymnal, and this was almost like a movie moment where I was just half drunkenly like crying and walking down the sidewalk, not being able to take this anymore. And she chases after me and she's like, what? And I was just, I didn't borrow, I didn't steal, I begged. Just let me go.
Just let me
Let me go. It's over.
That's exactly how you said it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Hey, I got something to say.
But
just
in
let
an
me go.
Australian accent.
Hey, could you let me go, please?
Land now, nunda. That's the only phrase I know. The next day I moved out, and it ended that 2 months of torture.
Ugh, and then your life really began.
And it really began, and of course it took some time. But that, to tie this back to your question, was 2 months of the most difficult thing I've maybe ever had to do when it came to a relationship. And I laugh about it today.
And now we can make Australian accent jokes about it.
Absolutely. It just seems so small.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Crikey.
Crikey.
That was actually...
That was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. No, it just seems so crazy then. And it was just such a small part of, like, even that moment for me and what it meant.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I had to let go of a relationship for 5 years.
Yeah.
As celibate as it was.
Yeah. That was the thing, too. Like, I was also with my first boyfriend for 5.5 years. And we also did the thing where we lived together. It was only 1 month after we broke up.
Yeah.
But every single day I came home was like another long emotional conversation of the same thing that I felt like I had already said a million times. And he was doing all the bargaining too, where he was like trying to, now I'll do all these things that you wanted me to do when we were together. Now I'll do it.
For
now
the
that
wrong reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it was just, a huge reason I was breaking up with him also is because I knew I was gay.
Yeah.
At least a little bit. At the time I was like, I just think I need to explore that side of myself. I think I might also like girls. And I'm like, girly.
Yeah.
Every time I've broken up with a man, it's because I've been like, actually, I'm gay.
Yeah.
Why do I keep making this mistake?
Do you still like date men at all? Or
Not really,
Are you
no.
exclusively?
I'm exclusively women these days, or just like not. I'm open to like all genders, but I could not ever date a cis straight man again. Right. But I also don't think I would want to date a cis man, period, even if he was queer at this point.
Okay. How do you feel about cock?
I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I like it sometimes. But when I think about having sex with a man, a cis man, I cannot picture it without like laughing. Something about it, even if I'm like at my horniest, and I do think men are hot. I do.
They're so hot.
They're hot to me. Some less often these days because I feel like I was dealing with so much compulsive heterosexuality and like seeking sex with men for validation. Especially growing up chubby, it was like a thing where it was like no one's ever gonna like you like that. Yeah. So it was like once I did get male attention, it was like, oh, now I know how to do this, and like that's where my motivation was coming from.
That's trauma.
Certainly. Yeah. But then now it's like, I don't know, even if I'm entertaining it even remotely, if I'm like ovulating and I'm like, my body's like, put a baby in there. And I'm like checking the apps. It gets crazy in your 30s.
The word ovulating is such a strong.
It's when you're horniest. It's literally when you're like the most fertile to get pregnant. I don't know if you know this as a gay man.
As a gay man, I do. Wait, can I? I'm gonna borrow that.
Yeah, absolutely.
A gay man.
A gay man. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I can't. Also, just what I think so many men bring to the table sexually, at least with women, like when it's like a heterosexual situation, is so just about them and what they want, and there's very little, at least, and maybe this is also just a reflection of the people I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
There's very little like care for what I would want, or you know, and so just also I just feel like the legwork I have to do if they weren't at least a queer person. I'm like, we just live in different worlds. I don't want to have to like teach you about stuff that to me is like obvious or second nature. Or whatever the fuck. I'm just so, my world is so gay.
It is gay.
Gay.
Where would you rank me as like? Do you think I'm the straightest person?
You're the straightest gay person that I hang out with.
Oh, okay.
But even then, it's like, you're also the gayest gay person I hang out with.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, like in terms of that, I feel like you can pass.
Because I agree with that.
Yeah, like you can pass as straight. You are like gays for guns. You know, we did go to the gun range today. That's something we could talk about.
We did. You got a hickey.
I got a gun hickey. The gun shell, the bullet casing. Flew out of the gun, hit me in the neck, and it was hot. Yeah. Because guns quite literally shoot fire out of them when they go.
They do.
So it was hot, and now I've got a red mark on my neck.
Your first battle scar.
My first. I'm gonna be like, it was crazy. I was out in the field, just in a battle, shooting guns shooting at me, and
it was your best friend Emily.
And it was my best friend Emily.
It was her first time there.
Yeah, you were teaching her the ways of the guns because we need to be prepared now more than ever.
Hashtag gays for guns.
Hashtag gays for guns.
Yeah.
So you're the straightest gay person I know in that sense, where you have like more straight male what would be stereotypically straight male hobbies.
Wrenching on my truck.
Hey, wrenching on your truck, fixing the gate at your parking garage, firing the guns squad.
But also baking cookies.
But you also do bake. Yeah, you're a great cook, a great baker, great chef.
Also, as you know, I churn my own butter.
Yes. I have helped Brent make butter from scratch once. One of the highlights of my life.
Yeah, some culture.
Makes me feel like I could do stuff. I'm like this is why Brent, I also need to say for the record, is I would consider my apocalypse buddy, because I've forced myself into that with him, because
she's forced herself onto me.
I've forced myself onto him as a survival end of days partnership, because Brent knows how to live off the land. He knows how to shoot guns. He knows how to cook and, you know, make things from scratch, and those are all very important.
I feel like it's my childhood really made me curious as an adult to like know how to do things.
Yeah.
And I certainly learned things as a kid, but I just had a depravity was the theme, I think, of my childhood, and as an adult I've just been so curious to like learn all these things that like one could say doesn't matter, but to me, especially all put together, like does.
Yeah.
I feel like I can and I will survive the zombie apocalypse.
You certainly will, and the only reason I will is if I'm with you.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's going to be fun.
And oh my God, we'll have so much fun.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be scary.
For sure, but we will always find a way to laugh.
Yeah, and we will find the cure.
It's funny because on my own, if I hadn't never met you, I'd be like, I'm out of here. Bullet in my own brain.
Speaking of guns.
Speaking of guns, I'd be like, no, why would I want to do this?
Yeah.
But because now I know you, I'm like, all right, well, I've got some more skills. Yep. I know that you'll teach me things that I need to know, and you'll help us get through it, and that we'll have a goddamn blast.
What would be your zombie apocalypse weapon?
I feel like, I'm like trying to think of what I would feel comfortable. I feel like a baseball bat would feel really good.
Okay.
Because I feel like a gun, I'm still not comfortable enough with. Like, I'll use it if I have to. But also
also ammunition.
All of the things. But the therapeuticness, I don't trust myself with like an axe or like anything like that. Because they're heavy. I don't know how to handle them. But the therapy of getting to bash a zombie's head in with like a baseball bat, take out a lot of the aggression. Yeah. That feels nice. That seems like it would be good.
Right.
Gross and bloody for sure, but
Definitely.
like the messiest way to do it, but also
the most satisfying.
the most satisfying, yeah. What about you? What would your zombie apocalypse weapon be?
Well, you might think it would be some sort of gun or firearm, but no, because there's the ammunition thing to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could find like an abandoned ammo factory and like hole up there or something, but I don't want my life to be about ammunition. I don't want to hole up in an ammunition factory, you know. So I need something kind of versatile or that I could be resourceful with.
Totally.
Yet range, because I don't. Is the blood gonna give me an infection?
Right. You gonna do bow and arrow?
That's the only answer.
Oh my god.
Bow and
I
arrow.
knew it.
Yeah.
Because you went to do a bow and arrow shooting like within the last few months, didn't you?
I did, yeah. And it's so much fun.
Yeah.
A lot of it is aiming with feeling though, because there's not. I'm sure there's like modern crazy bows that have like a sight on it, but like as a veteran of the Renaissance fair, I prefer traditional recurve bow or long bow.
I don't know
and that's
what that means.
It's just like the old school bow.
Okay.
Where, like composite bow has all the weird pulleys and stuff that you see. Like it's like hunters use, modern hunters.
Got it.
It's complex. In a zombie apocalypse, I'd want simple longbow or something. So, what was I saying? Oh, aiming with a longbow or a recurve bow is so much about feeling because there's no like sight. You just kind of like intend for the arrow to hit the target.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're on a horse, if you like look a certain direction, they can feel that and they'll start going that way.
Absolutely,
feels like
it's
similar.
exactly. And perhaps I would even ride horseback and
bow and arrow
on the
horse. That's kind of Robin Hood energy.
Yeah.
I like that. What about those things that you like just
blow darts? Blow dart. Yeah.
Maybe that could be like a backup for me too.
I don't want to sound too like survivalist, but
I think that's fine.
Okay.
I think it's
this is a safe space.
Yeah, it's
this
a safe space for survivalists.
This is a private conversation.
Yeah.
It won't. Yeah. So recently we had a major fire. Not recently. I'm talking about the
January,
fire.
the fires, the multiple fires.
Yeah.
Surrounding the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah. And I woke up one of those days with the power off, no cell service, no internet.
Yeah, I was worried about you.
Of course, no Wi-Fi, no power, like nothing. And
the sky was black.
And the sky was black. And normally I would just check my I would just check my phone to see like, hey, is the fire in my vicinity?
Yeah.
Like, am I okay? Because it's just black sky.
Yeah.
And that very simple thing I could do to get an answer was not there. That was not available to me.
Scary.
Absolutely scary. And the fact that I couldn't communicate with anyone or hear like AM radio or anything was a wake-up call.
So scary. I remember because I was trying to text you and I like nothing was going through.
So imagine
I was like, I'm surprised I haven't heard from Brent. I feel like we were talking about being apocalypse buddies. I can't even get in touch with the guy.
It would be a non-starter.
Yeah.
Listen, I think that if the apocalypse happens or fires happen or whatever, it is important to know like who will join you in surviving it. Yeah. I don't know if we would like procreate, you know?
We go for the good of humanity. Yeah. We gotta bring more of us into the world.
We can like we can find straight people though.
That's
or, you know.
so funny. We're like, we're all gay. What do we do? Yeah. How are we gonna continue the human race?
No. Listen,
I get IVF. We're like, let's find a doctor, figure out the apocalypse IVF situation.
No one's working on IVF.
No, I still have a fucking IUD in me, so
interesting.
Couldn't even get pregnant. Okay, let's shifting gears a little bit, talking about this survival stuff, talking about how good you are in the outdoors. I feel like it kind of lends itself to the conversation that you grew up in a cult in the woods of South Carolina. Do you want to
The
tell
Blue
us
Ridge Mountains.
the Blue Ridge Mountains? Do
Yeah.
you want to tell us about that experience?
Yeah. There was plenty of natural like creeks and streams that flowed through these mountains that led to the lake that we lived on. And my brother and I would just follow these up the mountain as far as we would dare go. But we would also run into like bears and
Damn, that's
yeah,
scary.
and eastern diamondback snakes. I'm surprised we didn't die.
Yeah.
I have macheted many snakes' heads off.
Oh my god.
That have charged at me. I'm not even kidding.
That's so scary.
Yeah. So we did very outdoorsy things like that, and we even like cut down trees and built massive multi-story forts and stuff.
And this is just yet again more reasons why I'm going to be with you during the
yeah,
apocalypse.
yeah.
We're back to Australia. We're down under.
Land down under. So my dad had his own set of trauma during his childhood, and like he was doing a bunch of drugs and was like really abusive to my mom physically, and was just like not a good person until my brother and I, till my mother bore children, 9 months per. After my brother and I were born, my dad saw the light, if you will, and he, quit drugs cold turkey. And
Cold turkey, the very you energy.
he quit drugs cold turkey and took 2 years off of work to study this Davidian prophet. And that was the cult I grew up in, was Davidianism, which, if you don't know, is a branch of Seventh-day Adventism. Which do people know that religion?
I've heard of it, but I couldn't tell you what it's about.
Yeah, it's essentially like you read the King James version of the Bible, and you have to live your life as closely to the Old Testament as possible.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of interesting parallels to Judaism. Maybe not a whole lot, but I'll give you some examples. Like Sabbath is on Saturday. I grew up kosher, so we couldn't eat unclean meat.
Wow.
And I think that might be the only similarities to Judaism that there is. Sabbath is like you can't use electricity and like you can't work, and just sort of those types of details. But Davidianism takes it a step further in that it's certainly the more extreme version in the way that it's not this at all, but like how you have Mormonism. I feel like that's a more common religion people have heard of.
Definitely.
Then you have like the fundamentalist Mormons that believe in like polygamy, and it's just sort of like crazy. This is, at least in the general sense of like extremism, equivalent to that.
Okay.
So Davidianism is sort of also parallels a lot with like being Amish. Like women have to cover their ankles and wear long skirts. They don't wear pants. They sometimes have like bonnets and such. But we can use electricity, except on Sabbath.
Okay.
So the fundamental belief of Davidianism is that there's a finite number of people that will make it to heaven. It's 155,367 or something.
That's so wild.
It's crazy. I'm sure that number.
Specificity of that, I can't.
Yeah, I'm sure that number's incorrect, but it's some sort of specific number. Let's just say it's 155,267. I think that might even be a different number than I mentioned before, but it doesn't matter. So you have to be righteous enough to be in that number. So it's like this competition between Davidians on who's like righteous enough to make it to that number, which is ironic because they don't believe in anything competitive, no sports, nothing like that.
Their sport is just getting into heaven.
It's the ultimate sport.
The ultimate sport.
Yeah.
Godliness.
Exactly. So that's the belief that my father fell into, and it wasn't by accident that it was this religion.
It's also like not taking into account the whole history of the world.
Yeah.
I'm like, just the fact that, because then it's like by that theory of the number thing, the finite number is like, well, if you hit that number, then anyone that is born after the time that number gets hit would just not get to heaven.
Yeah, wait, that's crazy.
You're like, all right, well, we're full up. forever.
Yeah, like this is something I never figured out. Is it at the time that like Christ comes back to Earth that those 155,267 people get to make it to heaven? I'm gonna really try to remember that number. If that is the case, that is fucked up for everyone that's lived their life righteously beforehand that just like got dealt that wrong generational card. But I don't know. I don't even aim to speculate at what the truth of that might be. But so that's a tall order. No matter the generation. Yeah. So I was saying my dad didn't pick this religion to fall into by accident. My grandfather, my uncle, my dad's brother, everyone in my dad's side of the family was of Davidian faith. So
was he like late to adopt it after them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my understanding. But so falling into that dilemma of having to be one of those relatively few people, he packed his bags, and we were meant to follow him to the Blue Ridge Mountains in South Carolina, as I touched on before, to escape the cities, because that's where that's where the devil lives. It's Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah. Tons of ham radios near the cities. You know? And so we were meant to move out there, but my mom had a much more normal life, like with her job that she loved. She had her friends, and it was a lot to ask to move to the middle of nowhere in the Bible Belt. And so my mom, my brother, and I stayed behind for about a year. But then we followed. So I think I was 5 or 6 when we moved to the Blue Ridge Mountains, and we moved into this trailer on this compound, this Davidian compound, led by the venerable. I actually don't even know what that word means. It just sounded. Like,
I do that all the time. Where I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is exactly the right word, but it sounds correct. No one's ever stopped me.
The venerable Don in Maryland. I don't remember his last name, but I really want to. So we lived on this compound for a few years, and I remember it was just such a jarring experience going from that year hiatus of my dad getting into this prophet, like living a relatively normal life with my mom and my brother, and I don't know why I said relatively, but I guess without my father.
Yeah.
You know? To I'm living in a trailer in this compound, and the dining hall has these different wallpapers of like the 7-headed beast and
scary
different divine and evil creatures, just to remind you of what's at stake here.
I feel like if you have to like scare people into believing something, it's not the way to go.
Absolutely. And it was,
because then they're not coming from a genuine place. They're coming from a place of just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's an interesting motivation.
Yeah.
We lived there for a few years until I was, I think, 10 or 11. Then my dad got this cabin in the woods. We grew up on this lake near the streams and stuff that I talked about earlier. My dad just sort of started practicing this religion on his own. My dad would always leave his door ajar open while he was praying, and he would pray for like 3 or 4 hours a day.
It's crazy.
And without any of the lights on in the bedroom, so you'd just see like the moonlight beaming in.
That's
and
so
my
scary.
dad like in the dark just like praying, this like direct line to God that he had.
So scary.
And he knew exactly when the world was going to end. And it was thankfully during my lifetime. I could be the 100.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I could be one of the 155,267 people to make it to heaven. And it was going to be before my 18th birthday.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot to put on a child.
It was going to be before my 18th birthday. Absolutely so much to put on a child. And the catalyst for that would be when Hillary Clinton became president. That was the signal of the end times.
All good that didn't happen.
So when my dad wasn't praying for 4 hours. I remember him preaching to us as a family till he was red in the face, yelling at us with such conviction and like concern for us to like believe this as deeply as he did. So my dad would give us like specific examples of how being on the right side of this eternal battle would manifest, and it would be something like I'd be walking down the street, and you know, if there was like a bad person approaching me and was gonna like shank me or kidnap me or whatever bad people do, there's a lot of bad people in the world, that God would like manifest this illusion of like 10 bodyguards surrounding me, so this like bad person wouldn't ever like get to me because they would see all these people, which of course weren't there.
Very video game coded.
Very video game coded and infallible. Like I can't, that, you know, you just can't argue with that. So yeah, it was just a lot of stuff like that, and how the world, my entire existence as a kid since moving to South Carolina up until I was 18 was not at all about being a part of the world, because it didn't matter. The world was going to end when I was 18. It was about being righteous enough to be one of those 155,067 people.
Such a wild.
It's very crazy.
But were you, I'd say, okay, so were you like convinced at any point throughout that childhood, because I know you said you always knew you were gay, were you convinced in the truth of it at any point, where you like really believed that your dad had this line to God, or were you always kind of suspicious about it? Or did you come into like suspicion about it?
I never believed it because it like didn't feel good.
Yeah.
But I still was scared that I might be wrong.
Right. That makes sense.
So I remember just like going to the library, and also like eventually, I think I was 17 when I got a computer, I was like Google searching this dilemma that I have of like, I don't believe this, but like, what if I'm wrong? I'm sure there are plenty of philosophers that have felt the same way. Like, what did they do about this? And
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Is that the New Testament? You wouldn't know.
I actually should know.
Yeah, like,
but I don't. I don't want to be misquoted.
I grew up Catholic. I don't remember shit.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
The annoying basics.
But I forget who it was, but there's this thing called Pascal's wager, which is like, well, you might as well just practice that religion in case it is true, and there's no harm in it. But that wasn't at all helpful, because it's like, at least in the religion that my father believed, you'd have to be an earnest soul.
Yeah.
So it's this perfect mechanism of believe this or go to hell forever. So it was definitely scary, because I had, you know, I was preached to, kind of, but I never believed it. I was just, it took so long for me to shed the fear of like heaven and hell and the hold it had over me. Yeah. So I never believed it. And I think a big part of that was knowing that I was gay, maybe even before I hit puberty. Like, I just like always knew I was gay, and that this just like felt wrong on such a fundamental level. Like, it wasn't going against something I wanted to do. It was going against like who I was as a person. And I really, looking back now as an adult, am quite impressed with like being a bubble boy, literally not exposed to the world. I didn't even go to school. I homeschooled. And I didn't have a computer. I had no exposure to anything else other than this one existence. Yeah. But I attribute a lot of my getting out of that and being a somewhat well-adjusted adult to like being gay and knowing that as a kid, because it got me through a lot of what I would have otherwise believed.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot of intelligence and mental fortitude, I think, to get through that, because I feel like so many people would just not question it, go along with it be so oppressed by it. I mean, obviously there's also we're animals at the end of the day, so sexual curiosity is always going to come no matter what, but
yeah, it was also like with me being gay as a kid too, and knowing that it was also my dad was proactively homophobic. Like he would make,
as many dads are,
but I had no I wasn't a gay kid. Like I didn't have any.
Clockably gay kid.
I wasn't a clockably gay kid. Thank you. But my dad would make my brother and I write on a piece of paper. I think it's 4 pages a day. We had to just write in small font, "I like girls."
That is so.
Which is crazy.
Projection.
Exactly. My dad was totally gay.
Your dad is gay.
I'm convinced.
Your dad was gay.
He's absolutely gay. I've even asked.
Because why even think to do that unless you were like fighting something yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes sense. And I'm gay. I have gaydar or whatever.
Yeah.
That makes me feel so
You're
old
like,
saying gay. Do people still say that?
Yeah,
I have
they
gaydar.
do.
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
Still,
Don't worry.
okay.
The Gen Zers are saying it too.
Yeah, got it.
I'm pretty sure it's a name of a TikTok show that my friend writes for.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's in the lexicon.
Okay. All right. I like that. So, I had mentioned my dad said the world was going to end before my 18th birthday.
If Hillary
Clinton became president.
He was like, she will.
Maybe even despite, but that would
Trigger
beckon
the
sort of end times for sure.
A woman
maybe
doing
speed
something?
It along.
No.
Ironically, my dad died 11 days after my 18th birthday, which
Look at God.
There's like some.
He said, "Be free, child."
Yeah.
He said, "Be free, child."
It's hilarious, like in the worst way possible. Obviously, like my dad died, but also, like it was really confusing because it's a very formative age to lose a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I felt so free, like my life could start, because I lost the first 18 years of my life because it was about this one singular goal.
Being one of the 155,367, 267, sorry.
Yeah.
People to get to heaven.
Yeah, it's so close. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, I'm going to hell now.
Yeah, you are.
For getting the number wrong.
You were already going to go to hell.
That's for sure.
So it's fine.
Yeah, no, 100% true.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, so yeah, on one end I felt sort of free, like my life could finally start. I had a lot of time to make up for this, and on the other hand, my dad died rather traumatically, and that was just a really hard thing to grapple with. I certainly broke down at the hospital when this was happening, but after that day, I just shut it all out, and I was like, how can I make my world bigger? And I treated my life as a science experiment that I had to just continue to research and
make up for lost time,
make up and just build a life. And
and you've done a pretty damn good job of it, if I say so myself.
I think so. Thank you. Yeah, it's worked pretty well for me, I would say, but there are these mechanisms too that I've built that really helped me survive my childhood, like this glass cage that I talk about, where I my dad and I did not have a great relationship, and it was abusive in its own ways as well, and I had to shut that down. So I had this glass box around me, and that served me so well to protect my emotions and my feelings, but that's something that I do not need anymore.
Yeah.
And that is incredibly difficult to work through. I've gone to therapy since I was 18, and I'm 35 now. And
God bless you. I didn't get there till I was 26.
Yeah, it's
though I didn't have a whole cult background to work through.
Right. Well, Catholicism.
Yeah, Catholicism is its own cult.
Right.
Wait, speaking of, if you started a cult, now what would that cult's ethos be? What would that cult be about? Being gay?
Even better. It would be about... It would be about respecting the unwritten. My cult would be about respecting the unwritten laws of the traffic system.
I support that.
You know, so if you're slow, get into the right lane.
Literally, thank you. I was just talking about this with somebody yesterday. People in LA drive like they have nowhere to be.
And also simultaneously, I need to get there now. It's this
yeah.
very interesting mix.
It's bizarre.
And
but people hug the left lane when they're not going fast or passing anybody. And they also just stay in one lane when there's two lanes and we could like spread the cars out to make less traffic.
You know who the prophets of this incorrect ideology are?
What? Who?
It's the people. I saw one today, actually, on the way back from the gun range, which you were with me.
Yes, yeah.
I hadn't pointed it out. Maybe I was subconsciously saving it for this episode. Those people are the folks that have bumper stickers that say, and I quote, "I'm retired. Drive around me."
Oh my God.
This is where I don't know. I don't think I consider. I don't want to get too political, but I don't really consider myself a socialist.
Yeah.
But in the rules of the highway, absolutely, I believe in this sort of hive mentality. This for the good of the many. Is that what that's socialism?
For the greater good.
For the greater good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
We would have so much less traffic if we just had people going slow in the right lane, people going fast in the left lane, and nobody with those bumper stickers.
Yeah.
So that would be my cult.
I think I'm kind of anti-bumper sticker in general, unless it's like really good.
Yeah.
Like the only ones I approve of that I can think of are the "Please don't steal my catalytic converter or I'll kill myself."
Yeah.
Or the like,
good.
"Please let me merge, my dad is dead." Like those are the only two I've seen that I'm like, yes, I would put that on my car.
Please let me merge, my dad is dead.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
It's so good, right?
And
we could both put that
on our cards because
we're in the dead
dad club.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, we are. How old was your dad when he died?
He was 66.
Yeah.
He was old. He was an old dad.
And you?
I was 9.
Wow.
So everyone thought he was my grandpa growing up.
Wow, that's interesting.
How old was your dad?
47.
Okay, more normal.
Yeah.
But normal age for him in terms of to be your dad, but not to be dead. Young to be dead.
Right.
How did he die?
We were in construction, and my dad was an architect and a builder. Interesting combination, actually. And we built these really big, like 14,000 square foot homes in Highlands, Cashiers, North Carolina.
Wow.
They were these really big homes with really high ceilings, and my dad was inspecting the second floor with the superintendent, and there was this fine construction dust covering everything, including this tarp that covered this hole. My dad fell right through it.
Oh my God.
14 feet and landed on his head, and like every bone in his face and head was broken.
Oh my God.
It was really crazy.
Were you there when that happened?
No, but my brother was.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah, and my brother was in shock too when he called me. He just said dad was in the hospital, and I was like, oh, he like twisted his arm, because my dad was this like 6'2", 6'3", like angry German man.
Yeah.
Like he was just really indestructible. He was like this like bodybuilder type. And he's been through so much shit before. Like my dad doesn't die.
You just felt he was like indestructible.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
My brother didn't give me any more context than that on the phone because he was in shock.
Yeah. Probably couldn't even accept it.
Yeah,
and
my brother worshipped my dad. It was very opposite of
Yeah.
an experience than my father was to me.
Straight.
Yeah.
I have a straight brother too. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, there we go. Although I'm glad my brother's straight, because I really want him to have kids, and I want to be a cool gay uncle.
Okay.
Not that I can't have
that's
kids,
fair.
and I want 3 kids.
Yes.
But just like like a sort of like a a traditional
Yeah.
nuclear family.
Yeah,
sorta,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, totally.
I'm kind of into that.
Okay. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how my dad died.
That is not. I'm
Yeah.
like, I somehow didn't know that that's how he died.
What, really?
Yeah, I don't think you ever
Yeah.
told me that. I know that
Yeah.
we bonded early about our both dead dads.
Dad Club, yeah.
And being gay and stuff.
Oh, that's probably why I didn't get into too much detail.
Yeah,
but
that's
how he
crazy
died.
because that's intense.
Well, technically that happened, and then he was helicoptered into the hospital in Asheville, and he was
The gayest part of North Carolina.
Is it really?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Well,
Now you do.
now I do.
If you ever want to move back.
And he came home. I really think he was gay.
Yeah, I think so too.
Anyway,
I say I have a hunch.
I have a big hunch. Came to the hospital after that accident, and he was intubated, and we had to make a decision 2 days later.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that's how he died. Since I'm spilling it,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the technical
Intense.
detail there. Yeah.
God.
Dead Dad's Club.
Dead Dad's Club.
How did your dad die?
I still don't know what his official cause of death was because my mom is out of her fucking mind.
Yeah.
She
gonna
also,
listen to this podcast?
absolutely not.
Okay.
She doesn't pay attention to my life. We can get into childhood neglect,
Yeah.
maybe. But yeah, he was in. I still don't really know exactly. I know he was a chain smoker and he was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So he was a drinker and smoker since he was like 13. He was born during the Great Depression. Like he was born in 1932. Old.
That is old.
He was 21 years older than my mom. He was a teacher at her high school. She was running away from her shitty, traumatic family. And so then cut to, him dying. I just know that he went into the intensive care unit the beginning of January, like right when I went back to school after Christmas break.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember he had tubes down his throat, needed help breathing, but I didn't know what happened. He had liver spots on his arms too.
Oh.
So I think it was complications from alcoholism and stuff. I think
Right.
it was like liver related.
He didn't die of old age.
No, he definitely didn't
Yeah.
die of old age. She was only 66. I'm like, my mom is in her 70s now. I'm like,
Yeah.
66 it's not like young, but it's also not old. Like you wouldn't expect someone to just drop dead in their 60s, I don't
Yeah.
think. But yeah, and then he was in the hospital for like 3 weeks in intensive care, and then I was actually at my best friend Emily's birthday party because he died the day before her birthday. And my mom picked me up from her sleepover, and then we got home, and my brother had gotten the call. He also was like the one to find out. He wasn't there, but he got the call from the hospital and then had to tell us as soon as we walked in the door. I just remember he was like red-faced, crying, and my cousins were there because I think they were staying with us too. Their mom had died like the year before. It was an intense few years for the Bateman family.
Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
so like surreal. You know what's crazy about like parents dying? I feel like people think about it all the time.
Yeah.
And
Because
just-
it's like one of those things that is the natural way is for your parents to die,
yeah.
before you do.
I mean, it's always inevitable, like
Yeah.
death, but
Exactly.
certainly, like with a parent,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm curious if you feel this way, like when you think about it and they're still alive, just in the way that I think people normally do.
I think about it with my mom a lot.
Yeah, I feel like it's so much worse thinking about it than when it actually happens.
Right.
It's horrible, don't get me wrong,
Right.
but like
yeah.
you just kind of figure it out and you know what to do. That said, I'm gonna bring this back to like when my dad died, I was crying and breaking down in the hospital. Then I like kind of just put that shield up and I was fine.
Yeah, and you're like, time to be gay.
Yeah, don't be gay. Well, not quite, because then I
Oh yeah, you were straight for a while.
Yeah,
Sorry, my bad.
straight for a while before I decided to be gay.
But you had a deep knowing. Yeah, before you made the choice to be gay.
Before I made that
Yeah.
choice to be gay. Like 2-3 years later after my dad died, I just like I rushed home from my job at Best Buy, and and I just like pulled out his urn and his wallet and watch and stuff, and I was just sobbing, and like that grief hit me in that moment, like 2 years later.
Yeah. It's not linear.
And I needed that, and that felt really good. And it's just crazy how random it is.
Do you ever get pangs now of like missing him, of deep grief, or
No, and I don't think I will. I felt like that was closure for me. What I do get, and this is more constant is the I really think having a father figure, and a father figure specifically, and a good man in your life is really important, especially as a boy or a man. I want that for my kids. To sort of validate all these decisions and choices that I've made as an adult, especially independent of him, especially despite my childhood and like how deprived of the world I was. So I'm actually really proud of myself and how like far I've been able to come and
you should be
build a life for myself in LA.
It's not easy out here.
No, I know
at all, and you've built a beautiful life for yourself.
I really think so, and it was so intentional. And I'm such a morning person because I wake up every morning at like 6 a.m. just really grateful and excited to take on the world, if you will. This is
beautiful.
The cheesiest thing I'll say on this podcast.
It's nice. We need that sometime.
I just have this like optimism. It's almost naive in the morning that I never ever want to go away. Like it's why I love the morning. I
feel that too. I like waking up, and I just like when it's daylight, and then once the sun goes down, I'm like, I want it to be tomorrow. Like I like night stuff too. I mean, I was very into nightlife for a few years in my 20s and earlier 30s, but yeah, I don't know. There's something like about a fresh start to the day that's like, oh, the world's my oyster. Yeah, so much potential. All the things I could do.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. But to answer your question more explicitly, whether the trauma comes back for me or not, or like I feel like that's building up. It doesn't. It really is the validation of a father figure to a son. I think it's really specific to that I am missing out on to like I was saying, validate all the decisions that I have made despite everything. And I've been okay since that. I've had to learn to self-validate, but it's why I crave so much of that from everyone else in my life. But it will never be that.
Of course. It'll never match up.
It will never match up.
I feel you. I don't necessarily get bowled over by grief about my dad anymore. I feel like more of my life has been without him than with him, which is its own grief. But it's like there's certain things, like if I'm at a wedding and I see a father-daughter dance or something like that, that really gets me. If I am watching a movie and there's a character whose parent dies, like if it's a kid losing a parent, even if it's in like fucking John Wick or something, like an action movie that's supposed to be fun.
I've never seen that movie, but
John Wick is so good. You would love it.
I imagine that I would.
Yeah, you'd love it. I love it. I think you would love it too.
I don't love action movies.
I actually do love action movies.
Really?
I don't know. Sometimes
that is actually surprising.
It's funny because I'm so anti-violence, and I actually do think a lot of action movies contribute to the like desensitization of violence we have as a culture in America, and why we're so like,
or the romanticization.
Yeah, we romanticize violence. Yes, we definitely romanticize violence. I think that's the goal of a lot of movies too, so that we are so like, when wars are happening. So I do have feelings about that, but I also sometimes like a good bang bang punch punch, like something about the frustration of being a woman in the world and how what people assume about you or don't think you're capable of, or just like the disrespect generally that you'll get in a lot of situations. The anger that comes from that, it feels really good to have like an externalization of that sometimes in like a movie that is otherwise like. I think John Wick specifically, because the impetus of all the violence is somebody kills his dog. And I'm like, if anyone came for my Alfie, I would fucking end them.
So you're saying John Wick is a feminist movie?
Yeah. I'm saying that like violence is always okay if it's for an animal that you love. Okay, we're gonna get into some more questions because we're nearing the end of our time here. Can you tell me, if you have top of mind, what you would consider your weirdest coping mechanism when you're going through, when you're anxious or going through something?
Yeah, I wish I had a silly one, but I absolutely have one. It's spending money.
Oh yeah.
It really is spending money, and it doesn't even have to be something I'm that's bad. It could be like jumping into a new great relationship.
Yeah.
But just the vulnerability and the effort that it requires requires me to take that glass cage off that I've so built and has served me so well since my childhood.
Brent's a shopaholic.
That I start getting a little itchy, and I feel sort of shopaholic-y.
Yeah.
But no, I actually wouldn't call myself a shopaholic.
Okay.
It could be true.
Okay.
Because the compulsion's the same, right? Like, I do like to spend money, and that's my coping mechanism. But it's a little bit more thoughtful than that. In that
You're not buying just any old thing.
I'm not buying any old thing, and it's not a compulsive, like, hit buy in that moment that I'm feeling stressed. It's in that moment of feeling stressed, anxious, whatever. I go down about a week to maybe even 3 week long rabbit hole of researching a thing, a bow.
That's
for
so
the apocalypse or whatnot, and I will just understand everything about bows. And then I would try to find, not even try to find, I would of course have to get the best thing in that, whatever the subject is.
Yeah. The best quality of whatever it is that you're obsessed with in that moment from
exactly
your research.
And it's not this like chasing labels thing where like if it was about clothes, which it never really has been, but it's not like I would want to have a Louis Vuitton or it would have to be like Yves Saint Laurent or something. Like I don't care about labels. It would just have to be like objectively the best made thing. And so it ends up being like really big purchases for things that people are like, what? Like a $1,300 coffee grinder or a $4,000 pair of headphones. Like it's just
or what was it, the watch? How much was the watch?
Well, the watch in the world of watches isn't that much.
Yeah.
It was like $3,500, but that's
what
like
I thought.
Yeah.
To me,
I feel weird like naming numbers, but
okay, yeah, you don't have to.
But I feel like for like the coffee grinder or like headphones, it's like a really good. It's just not something you like.
It's not something the average person would spend big money on.
Yeah, or something that I can afford.
Yeah,
quite frankly. So it's actually problematic for me to be spending this money on things that like I do love the research part of it, and it's my most autistic self. I'm not autistic, by the way, or maybe I am.
Maybe you are.
But I feel like that's where it's this inescapable vortex that I have to like understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly do feel autistic in those moments.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna try to diagnose myself, but it just feels that way.
Totally.
But yeah, it doesn't serve me to like always get something that's more expensive that I actually need, because I'm never going to be like a barista.
Yeah.
Or I'm never going to be like
own a coffee shop,
an audio producer.
Yeah.
You know, so it is ridiculous.
That's what I will say. I have benefited from this coping mechanism of yours because I've inherited a lot of your foregone hobbies.
That's true.
Foregone, is that the word? Abandoned? Moved on from? Or even upgrading.
Yeah.
If you're upgrading something.
What's the broad word for that? The relics.
Yeah.
Relics of well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're getting hung up.
We are getting hung up here
on the words.
But that is my coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And so that's actually my current conversation in therapy is like, how do I have a healthier relationship with that? I don't have to just like cold turkey.
Hey.
Just
eat some cold turkey.
Yeah, just like not ever get anything. I can just be a bit more reasonable about it.
Yeah.
And still do my research and stuff.
Totally. Because I think the intentionality is a good thing.
Absolutely.
The knowing of what you want is a good thing. It's more just like, doing it without the anxiety piece of it being the inspiration for it, or I don't know,
not even inspiration,
or even just like being able to afford it generally.
Exactly. For the anxiety to not be the compulsion.
Yeah.
Or for me not to have the compulsion whenever I'm feeling anxious.
Yeah.
To take it so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my what was it?
Your
Toxic,
weirdest coping
weirdest
mechanism.
coping mechanism. Yeah.
Okay, and then final.
That or jerking off. Like, yeah.
I feel like that's pretty normal.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, and maybe I'm outing myself. Who knows?
You know, we all just want to fuck each other.
Yeah, literally, we're animals.
We are animals.
It's crazy that we act like we're not. We're like animals. There's this really good bit that this comedian did where she's like, you don't see a squirrel in the woods going, I gotta get to a meeting. It's like, we're just doing our thing.
Wait, have you heard of an updog?
An updog?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's updog?
Not
Hey.
much.
So stupid. Okay, and so to round us out, can you tell me and the audience what is your most problematic opinion that you are willing to admit on a public podcast?
You gotta stop dyeing your hair blue, purple, green, like the box dye color. Like,
Brent is anti-colorful hair.
the unnatural colors.
Unnatural colors.
There are 1.5% of people in the world, perhaps 155,267 people in the world that can pull that off.
Yeah.
You have to be like on it, and it has to like, you need to go all in with your whole, it needs to be your
whole thing.
So I've known a couple people on the internet that are living their lives as a fairy. And they've got the green hair and they are frolicking through the woods and they're so happy, and I could be nothing but just fucking happy for them too.
Mm-hmm.
They should be dyeing their hair green, blue, purple. The sort of weekend warrior, like in pajamas or normal clothes with the box dye that like forgets to wash it off their scalp so you can like see it on their scalp. It's the pervasiveness of it. It's like it's 98.5% of people. Stop doing it. And if it's not just a part of who you are and living who you are in a way that looks good,
you have to look good.
That is cohesive.
You have to look cohesive and good.
This is more of like a fashion criticism than like a political like thing. But if it's not cohesive and part of your look, like fully, if you're not living your life as a fairy or Billie Eilish, just don't.
Just stick with the red, brown, black, or blonde.
Yeah, it looks great. You look better. You look
I will
so much
say,
better.
and I did have to come out to Brent as someone who had formerly had their hair dyed pink in 2021 after classic going through a breakup. Dyed my hair.
It is a statement.
Hot pink.
Yeah.
And I will say, when it faded to like a light pink, I liked it. When it was like just a blush past blonde. But looking back at the photos of the hot pink, I remember I sent a photo to Brent and he went, "You don't look terrible."
Yeah,
It almost worked.
It almost worked. You were almost there. You were in the top 2.5%, but
you.
not at the top 1.5.
No.
Yeah,
And I will
all.
admit that myself. It was not my best moment.
And so dyeing your hair is short of the 1.5%, is really just a statement for a specific scenario in someone's life, I think. This is all my opinion. But it's not necessarily like a statement that people want to listen to. So it's either that's the case, or if anyone is cheering you on, it's because they're too afraid to disagree with you. And
They're just being a people pleaser.
Absolutely, and they're not your real friends.
I feel like the reactions I got the day I dyed my hair that hot pink were probably a range of, what the fuck? Like, but, oh, you look great.
Yeah.
And I will say, once again, the hot pink, it was never even my intention to do the hot pink.
Yeah.
It was the stylist being like, this will fade so fast. You need to do this so that the pink you actually want will like come eventually and last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And she was right. The second I stepped out into the sun starts lightening your hair. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
And
like, it's sorry.
No,
it's
no.
just that it's not bad in of itself. It's like, this might be a little too far. It's like corgis.
like that they
I'm
exist.
a dog. No, I'm a dog person. I love corgis. Some people own corgis, but the people that own corgis are obsessed with them.
That is true.
And no one wants to fuck you if you own a corgi. It's the unfuckable dog breed. They're cute. They're really cute, but they're not sexy.
You heard it here first on the Trauma Bond with Theresa Bateman podcast. Corgis are not a fuckable dog breed.
And neither...
Stay away. If you have a corgi, we don't want to fuck you.
And neither is dyeing your hair. And that's what I have to say about that.
Okay, God bless.
Prove me wrong.
God Davidian bless.
It's just God.
Okay. Sure.
The one true God.
The one true God. And we will be in one of those 155,267 people getting into heaven, especially after this podcast. Well, Brent, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been so fun.
This has been great.
I'll see you at the gun range.
Shoot 'em up.
Thank you so much for listening to Trauma Bond with Theresa Bateman. This podcast is hosted, created, and edited by me, Theresa Bateman, produced by Ali Giordani. Our perfect theme song is written and performed by Tolliver. We are an independent podcast, so if you like what you hear, please leave us a 5-star review. It really helps. And you can also join us as a paid subscriber on Substack for any exclusive bonus content, or if you just want to support the podcast and what we do. Bye!
And light another dude, cause it's what? It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. Them boys, they love the trauma. Them girls, they love the drama. NB just slapped my mama. Oh God, here comes the karma. Let's go. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma